He failed once, twice, 10 times. Then 50. Then almost 100. People stopped counting. But he didn't, because deep inside he believed, one day, just one day, everything will change. And when that day finally came, it changed his life forever. This is the story of Ariv, a quiet boy from a small town. Not rich, not powerful, not connected, but he had a dream. Since childhood, Ariv loved machines. Broken radios, old fans, discarded phones, trying to understand how things worked. His father was a bus driver. His mother stitched clothes at home. Money was always tight. Sometimes, electricity bills were paid late. But whenever Ariv spoke about becoming an engineer, his parents smiled. Not because they knew how, but because they believed in his eyes. While other kids played outside, he sat on the floor opening screws. The dream begins. After finishing school, Ariv decided, I will build something of my own, not just get a job. He wanted to invent. His first idea? A low-cost solar lamp for villages. He spent months building a prototype, using scrap parts and borrowed tools. The first time he switched it on, nothing happened. He checked the wiring again. Still nothing. Failure number 1. He didn't stop. He rebuilt it, tested again. This time the light flickered, then died. Failure number 2. He smiled weakly and said, Okay, I'm learning. Failures begin to pile up. Weeks turned into months. Prototype after prototype failed. Sometimes the battery overheated. Sometimes panels didn't charge. Sometimes it worked, but only for 5 minutes. He kept a notebook. On the last page he wrote, attempts, and he started counting. 10 failures, 20 failures, 35 failures. Relatives began visiting his home. One uncle laughed. Machines? Inventions? First earn money. Another said, dreams don't feed families. Even neighbors whispered, he's wasting his time. His father never said anything. But Ariv noticed something painful. His father had started taking extra shifts. One night, Ariv sat alone in his room. Failed prototype number 47 lay on the table. He looked at his burnt fingers, his empty wallet, his exhausted parents, and for the first time, he doubted himself. What if they're right? What if I'm not capable? He closed his notebook. For 2 weeks, he didn't build anything. No tools. No wires. No experiments. Silence. But something felt worse than failure. It was the feeling of giving up. The spark returns. One evening, electricity went out in his area. Darkness everywhere. From his window, Ariv saw a little girl outside, trying to study under a streetlight. Wind blew dust into her books. She kept adjusting her notebook, refusing to stop studying. That moment hit Ariv deeply. He whispered, This is why I started. Not for fame, not for money, but for people like her. He reopened his notebook. Attempt number 48 began that night. The long grind. Days became tougher. Money ran out. He sold his old phone to buy parts. Failure number 60. Failure number 72. Failure number 89. Each failure hurt more. Not because of the machine, but because hope was getting heavier to carry. By attempt #95, even he stopped telling people. He worked quietly, alone. The breaking point. Attempt number 100. He stared at the number for a long time. 100 failures, he whispered. He felt tired, not physically, but inside. He almost closed the notebook forever. But then he remembered something his mother once said. Boiling water looks calm, until 1 second, it starts bubbling. What if success is like that? She had smiled. He took a deep breath. One last improvement, he said. Not attempt 101. Just a correction to 100. Climax, the moment everything changed. He worked 18 hours straight. Adjusted panel angle. Rewired battery flow. Added a heat regulator he designed himself. Night fell. He placed the lamp outside his house. Hands slightly shaking, he switched it on. For 1 second, Nothing happened. His heart sank. Then, a steady light glowed. Not flickering. Not dim. Bright. Stable. Powerful. He froze. 5 minutes passed. Still glowing. 30 minutes. Still strong. 2 hours, no drop. His eyes filled with tears. He didn't shout. He didn't jump. He simply sat down and cried silently, because after 100 failures, the light finally stayed. The aftermath. Word spread slowly. First in his street, then nearby villages. People wanted the lamp. Cheap, durable,
solar-powered.
An NGO noticed his work. They funded mass production. Within a year, thousands of homes had light. Children studied at night. Shops stayed open longer. And Arif? He didn't just become an engineer. He became a problem solver. The boy who failed 100 times became the man who lit thousands of lives. Resolution and moral. But here's the truth most people miss. Success didn't come because he was the smartest. Came because he stayed when others would leave. He tried when quitting felt easier. He believed when results were invisible. Let me ask you something. How many dreams die at failure number 5? How many talents stop at number 10? How many futures end at number 20? Arif reached number 100, and success was waiting, just one step beyond. Sometimes life doesn't test your skill first. Tests your patience, your endurance, your refusal to stop. Because the moment you feel most tired, most doubtful, most ready to quit, that might be the moment you're closest to change. So if you're failing right now, if nothing is working, if people are doubting you, remember this story. Your 100th failure might just be standing between you and the day that changes everything forever. Don't stop, because one day, your light will stay on too.